Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Bubblegum Reviews. My name is Steve, and today I'll be reviewing the movie A Perfect Getaway with Steve Zahn, Mila Jovovich, Timothy Olyphant, and Kylie Sanchez, as well as Chris Hemsworth. So, first things first, a little short summary on what the movie is about. So, Steve Zahn and Mila Jovovich are newlyweds that head to Hawaii for a vacation and do some hiking. Well, they run into Kylie and Timothy on their hike, and at that time, well, around that time, they find out that there's murders on the island. And so they're trying to figure out what's what, and I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. So that's kind of my summary, real quick. So I've seen this movie once before. Truthfully, my first review of this will be better than this one. This rewatch is not good. This does not have good rewatch value at all. So my favorite part of this movie would probably have to be the scenery, because the movie is filmed in Hawaii as well as Puerto Rico. I don't know which parts are which because I've never been to either one of those places, but I do know that some of these shots that they get of the scenery is freaking awesome. It really is. The acting by Timothy Olyphant was actually pretty good. There was a few parts that I didn't care for, but the part where he goes into that big long spiel about Nicolas Cage was like, it was kind of funny just hearing about an actor talk about an actor in a movie, especially Nicolas Cage. The person I feel like did not belong was Steve Zahn. So every time I think of the name Steve Zahn, there's two movies that I think of because I've seen them quite a bit, and that's just my style. That's the style I gather from him. One, Saving Silverman with Jack Black as well, and the American Pie guy. And the other is Sahara. That movie, those two movies right there are his best movies in my opinion. I haven't seen a whole lot of his movies, but the ones I have seen, those are his best. Anyways, so the writing for this is kind of it's a little iffy. Like I said, the first time watch of this, you're going to be kind of entertained. You're probably going to be like, "Well, that wasn't terrible." But as soon as you watch it again, you might not feel the same as me, but there's a scene in this where they're all in the jungle and they're all running, and the camera freaking skips to each one of them back and forth, to the point where it gave me a headache. Like, it literally, I was like, oh my God, at one point. It was just too much. There was too much flip, 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 flip. No. The other thing, so there's a scene. Oh, this didn't really give me a headache or anything. This was just gnarly as hell. The scene with Steve Zahn's hand, that was just, yeah, no, that was disgusting. But yeah, I'm not going to say any more. Just his hand. So the part that I actually did like, so there was the backtracking. For the most part, that was pretty cool. I love when they do that backtracking. So this is what happened beforehand, and that's bringing up to now. That whole backtracking was great, except for there was a part that I felt like they should have left out of it. And so about 45 minutes into the movie, I personally felt like there was a part that they kind of left open for you to be like, aren't these guys the killers? Like, I think they're the killers. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's my second watch and I know who they actually are, but it kind of felt like that was the way they were pushing it. But anyways, it's an entertaining watch for a first time and one time only watch. But after that, that's it. That is it. So let's see. Director here we have David Twohy, Twohy. The Riddick movies is what he's done with Vin Diesel. I haven't actually seen any of them. I do want to give them a shot. IMDb gave this a 6.5 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 62%. I give it a 5.5 out of 10. I'm not far off. So If I was to recommend the movie, I'd say the reason I recommend this movie is because of the scenery. It's got really good scenery shots, but at the same time, some of the cinematography isn't as good. The music in this is very disappointing. And Timothy Olyphant, he's another reason I recommend watching it. Mila Jovovich, she's not bad as well. But the reasons I don't is because it just, I mean, as far as a first time watch, give it a watch. Just go with those three things that I said. As a second time goes, there's some movies that do well, like that are whodunits, thrillers, stuff like that, that you can watch over and over. This is not one of them. Movies like Clue, movies like The Midnight on the Orient Express, which I still want to see the old one. But anyways, I don't want to get out in the left field here. Some do well, others don't. This one didn't. It's plain and simple. Box office of 22.9 mil on a budget of 14, so it made 8.9. Those are about the numbers I'd expect out of this movie. Nothing crazy. So I was unable to find anything interesting on this movie, which, I mean, wasn't really a surprise because I couldn't find much of anything at all. But other than that, I gotta say, so that's all for this one. Stay tuned. I'm actually in the middle of watching Baby's Day Out with Joe Mangenta. So if you see right here, this part is what intrigues me the most. A John Hughes production. For those of you that don't know who John Hughes is, John Hughes did the Home Alone movies. John Hughes works with John Candy a lot in movies. I believe he did, what else did he do? I know there's more than the Home Alone. It's on the tip of my tongue. I think he did The Great Outdoors. He's in a lot of those older classics with like, I guess mainly John Candy. But yeah, he might have been involved with Ghostbusters. But John Hughes, I like John Hughes a lot. So when his name shows up on something, I definitely want to give it a shot. So yeah, I am watching this. I will say so far, disappointing face, but I'm only about 20-30 minutes in. So I'm going to watch the whole thing. You guys will be hearing next on what this is all about. Other than that, like and subscribe. Yeah. Like and subscribe. Check out my Letterboxd, and thank you for the 2 new subscribers. I actually believe one of them was my father, who watched hours on end of movies and whatnot. But thank you all for all of my subscribers. If you know anybody else who likes movies like I do, go ahead. Feel free to let them know. I'm always up for more subscribers, more likes, more opinions, more this, that, and the other. So yeah, you guys have a good day, and I will see you all next time.